You spent years learning how to trade. You went from the basics, candlestick patterns, support and resistance, trend lines, to the advanced, Elliott Waves, Fibonacci levels, smart money concepts, ICT, Wyckoff, volume profiles, and at every level they told you, this is the real strategy. This is what the professionals use. This is the edge you've been missing. So you trusted them. You believed. You watched hours of videos. You printed charts. You joined groups, forums, and courses. You memorized patterns, rules, and setups. And you thought, finally, you're getting close. But here's what no one tells you. All these systems are illusions. Not because you're using them wrong, not because you're missing a final piece, but because they were never real to begin with. Let's be honest. If smart money concepts were truly the secret used by institutions, why are they being taught on YouTube for free to beginners? If ICT was the Holy Grail, why are thousands of people still losing using it every single day? If Elliott Wave was a science, why can't two traders agree on where the wave starts and ends? Because these systems aren't science, they're stories, mental frameworks, constructs created to give you the illusion of order in a market built on chaos. You think you're studying strategies, but you're actually studying beliefs. Beliefs passed from one lost trader to another, each hoping this time it's the real one. It's not just a waste of time. It's a trap. Because the more time you invest, the harder it becomes to admit that it was all based on a lie. You can't let go, because letting go would mean admitting the truth, that you were deceived, and not just by the market, but by the industry, by influencers, by trading mentors, by yourself. That's the most painful part. When you realize you were the one chasing the fantasy. This is what makes trading the most dangerous addiction of the modern age. It's not drugs. It's not alcohol. It's might certainty. The craving to know what will happen next. The dopamine hit of a green candle. The hope that this setup will finally work. But behind that screen, there's no logic, no strategy, just algorithms, liquidity hunting, market makers exploiting your psychology. And all these schools of thought, they're not helping you master the market. They're helping the market master you. Because when you're deep into ICT, SMC, Elliott, or Fibonacci, you become predictable. You become part of the herd. And the herd always gets slaughtered. You spent thousands of hours trying to decode noise, thinking it was signal, believing it was knowledge. But it was a mirage. It looked like science. It felt like logic. But it was just emotional storytelling. You built a tower of hope on a foundation of sand. And the deeper you went, the harder it became to climb out. Because now you're not just fighting the market. You're fighting your identity. You don't want to admit it's a lie, because then everything you learned, every trade you took, every loss you suffered would feel meaningless. But here's the truth. It's not meaningless if you wake up now. You're not stupid. You're not weak. You were simply caught in the same trap as millions before you. A trap disguised as freedom. A lie dressed up as a profession. A mental casino where you believe you're the house. But you're just another player at the table feeding the machine. And what happens when people finally realize it? Some quit, shamed and broke. Others stay, hoping to recover just one more win. But a few, a rare few, wake up. They stop chasing edges. They stop reading price like it's a sacred language. They stop treating trading like a science and start healing. Because the real damage wasn't to your wallet. It was to your mind. All those years, you weren't just learning strategies. You were reprogramming your brain to associate stress with hope, loss with pride, failure with identity. It's time to undo that. This channel, Trade Trap, was created to expose that lie, to shine a light on the mental prison built by these so-called schools of trading, not to attack individuals, but to save souls. And if this message hits you, you already know it's true. You've seen it in your own journey. The hours, the effort, the pain, and the same result. Nothing changes. Because nothing changes until you change what you believe. So here's your moment. Not to go back and try again, not to rewatch ICT videos or redraw your Fibonacci levels, but to step back, breathe, and ask, what if it was all an illusion? Because maybe, just maybe, that question is your first step out of the trap. And if you care about someone who's still stuck inside, share this video. Not for views, not for likes, but for truth.